Welcome. Morning. Coach, if you could start us off with an opening statement and then, we hope it. Yeah, then we'll open up for questions.
First of all, I think, we were at Cal last week and Gav got walked off in game one. And we talked about in our post-game meeting how we win or lose with him. And that's the best comment we can give somebody. And the fact that we can say that about a first-year pitcher and everybody on the bus and everybody in the dugouts win or lose with him on the mound. And like I said, that's the best comment we can give somebody, especially for a first year. So incredibly proud of him, incredibly proud of the composure he showed. There's just a lot of little things in that game that I always think there's things like that go overlooked. I thought him field his position in the eighth, field the bunt, and then getting the chopper on the comebacker. I think that stuff gets overlooked. He's controlling the running game. He's throwing an all-speed pitch for strikes. He's just doing everything we asked him to do, which is why he was in control of his outing for whatever it was, 4+ when he was out there.
Okay. Questions? We'll hand the mic around.
Coach, when Pat got up with the runner off in scoring position, was there any doubt that he was going to be the one to drive in to go ahead and run there?
Yeah, of course, right? Like this is a game of baseball, but Pat was talking after he punched in the first and third in the seventh, he was just talking about like, give me another opportunity, give me another opportunity. So I was happy that he got one there. And, Sam had a good dirt ball read, was able to get to second. And then, by the time he got to second, it was 2 strikes, but, Pat was locked in and put a really good swing on it back in the middle of the field, like exactly like we're trying to do.
Pat, could you walk us through that moment?
Yeah, I had another opportunity earlier in the game and I didn't cash in, so that was just kind of one of those opportunities where like you didn't cash in earlier in the game and then you get another chance, and that doesn't happen all the time. So I was grateful for the opportunity and I'm glad that it went my way.
Coach, how have you seen Gavin evolve on the mound this season to get to the point where he can make those big pitches like the one he made in the 6th?
Well, I think it's just constant progression, right? And it goes all the way back to the fall. And one of the things we talked about, Gavin, in the fall when we talked as coaches is, okay, who do we trust out there? And a lot of times, almost all the time, comes back to their mindset, comes back to their confidence. And Gav was just extremely confident when he walked into the building in September. And Brady's the same way. Like they just have a ton of composure. So they just kind of exude this confidence where you want to trust him. And then he's just progressed all the way throughout the course of the year to the point where now he's throwing in those situations, like I said, and everybody's willing to lose with him on the mound. But it's just been a steady progression. But it just started with the way he walked in the building in the fall, being, in control of himself and just handling things the right way.
Gavin, can you walk me through that at bat with Carson Tinney to end the 6th?
To end the 6th, pre-game, I saw the 15 home runs on the scouting report. So he walked in the box. I was definitely thinking about it. But at the end of the day, I always look at the scouting reports and I'm just going to go at them with my best stuff. I think that's what I did, and I got him. Thank God.
In those big moments, how do you stay mentally composed when you're on the mound?
I try to put it back to if I'm executing, I'm happy with myself. And if I'm throwing strikes, I'm just calm, taking deep breaths, box breathing. That's about it.
Yeah, but you had a fantastic year and probably got a little overlooked for all ACC freshman of the year or freshman team.
Definitely.
No doubt.
Do you feel like you kind of made a statement was a little more sweeter tonight to kind of do it on this stage?
Definitely felt good. I try not to pay attention to that stuff, the external stuff, but it felt good.
So you guys are the 3rd team to upset today. Talk about how competitive the ACC is as a whole when it comes to like these kind of big moments in these matchups and or throughout the conference.
I'll let Pat answer that. He's been here for 5 years.
Yeah, the ACC is always a good conference. Every weekend, like anybody can win any game. So like we talk about all the time, it comes down to little things, especially in this conference where the margin of error is so small. But I think like today we won because we were playing for each other, not because we were worried about losing that dugout. So I think that was like the biggest thing, was just playing with my guys, my friends, and having fun.
Coach, not just Gavin, but how did you see all of your pitching staff step up tonight and make those big pitches in big spots?
Yeah, I know, we ended up having to take JD out going into the 6th, but, we were really 50-50 on whether to send AJ back out for the 5th or not. And, he finished the 4th with the leadoff guy getting the lefty, and then he was, starting the 5th with their 2-hole, who's obviously their best hitter. And we just had a long conversation in there about what we wanted to do, and we really felt like AJ was executing, but at that time, going through the heart of their order, it was a one-run game at the time. We felt like we needed to flip it to JD, and he had a dominant inning in the 5th, right? And then being able to put him in early, again, goes back to how much confidence we have in this guy, because we wanted to finish the game with Gav. So we made that decision between AJ and JD, but we actually have him in the back of our mind, knowing that we can trust him late in the game.
Yes. Anything else? Okay, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.